You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies.
This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Undateable After Show.
We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's
AFTERBUZZ TV's Undateable After Show.
Hello, hello, AfterBuzzers. I'm your host, Kylie Hodges, and you are watching the AfterBuzz TV's Undateable After Show, episodes 7 and 8. And we have a fantastic guest with us today, Ron Funches, a.k.a. Shelley. Hi, Ron.
Hello.
And you brought your mini-me. You brought your son Malcolm to join us.
I did. He's here. He doesn't care about any of this. He just wants to talk about Need for Speed.
Yeah. He was probably one of the most enthusiastic people in the room watching the episode, though.
Yeah.
He shared the laughs with us.
Yeah, he definitely. Well, he just likes being the center of attention.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
And to my left, who are my beautiful co-hosts?
Hello, fans. I'm Courtney Tezeno. We're ready to talk about Undateable.
Hey, everyone. I am Stacy Ike.
So, Ron, I have to admit, you are my favorite Undateable character.
She has mentioned this very many times. We just want you to know.
A little starstruck that you're here, so thank you for joining us.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one that stood me up for prom. We were supposed to go to prom. I got all ready. I got so many outfits and corsages.
Oh my goodness.
So many? You got more than one?
Because
yeah, to match. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So let it be known to everybody watching and listening, I don't remember how this happened, but I asked you to prom on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And then somehow I stood you up in the Twitterverse prom.
Yeah, you asked me at prom. I said, sure, what's the theme? So that I could be ready. And then I got no response. And I was just like, okay, she's just playing it casual, so I'll just get the limo. I'll get the flowers. I'll get the stuff. And then, like, I just waited, and it was a rough night.
I'm so sorry. Ron, Malcolm's, he's not supportive of me standing up either.
No.
I'm so sorry. You know, I truly considered getting a corsage for you tonight, but I didn't know if that would be too far.
Yeah, we should just let it go. I'm not bitter about it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. No grudges.
Great sport.
So you've had some fantastic one-liners throughout the show.
Yes.
And tonight, well, let me ask, do you do your own stunts?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, are you rolling or
Are you talking about the ninja stuff?
Oh yeah, the
definitely
best
talking about
Detroit costume.
I didn't know Detroit had their own particular set of ninjas.
Yeah, the Detroit clan of ninja. I like that you were so quiet and now you're hyped up.
Because he probably loves ninjas.
He definitely loves ninjas. But yeah, all the roles, all the stuff, that was me. I just kind of was like, oh, I want to do it. What would Chris Farley do? He would
Oh my goodness.
He'd go out and nail it. So I tried to go out and nail it. It was really fun.
That is funny.
Okay, so I guess I want to rewind a little bit on Undateable and your story. So when we had Rick here last week, I'm sorry, he loves this.
Yeah, he's really into all the cameras.
Oh, okay. So you should say hi to everybody. Here, can you wave? Say hi.
He's like, no, I'm over you guys.
He's just taking it all in.
Well, don't worry. We'll make the Malcolm show start after this.
Right. And he was like, yeah, I got y'all.
Pretty much.
So can you tell us a little bit about your backstory and getting to like how you got on this show?
Yeah, I mean, I just been doing stand-up for almost 8 years, and then I moved here 2 years ago and started getting into acting classes and getting small bits and things like The New Girl, or I was in the pilot for the show Enlisted, and so I auditioned for this show just because we liked the character. The character just sounded like me, because the breakdown was just like this shy, overweight black character.
Oh my goodness!
That's how it was described. Who was shy and charming, but his qualities just came out when he performed, and he had a hard time talking with girls. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like me. Let's go nail this. And
That's
so
awesome.
we just auditioned a lot. I know, Ricky and Brent did it more through basketball and snoozing.
Yeah, we heard that last week.
But no, I had to go through just the traditional auditions.
So, would you say you identify most with their character?
What do you mean as far as who's close?
Your other cast members, like in real life, who's the most like their character?
I'm probably the most like my cat. Yeah, definitely me. Shelley's a little bit more naive than I am, a little bit more airheaded, but it's all coming from the same source. We're very similar. I'd say like the most least likely is like Brent, because he's the lady killer. He's not
really.
He has no problem getting dates.
Wow,
that's a shocker.
That's a
That
shocker.
I love that. So we have more on this interview with Ron Funches. We're just going to go to a commercial real quick.
Hey guys, Maria Menounos here, and I want to share my newest book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, with you. Basically, every woman always stops me and asks me how I lost 40 pounds, so I decided to put it all in one book. Everything I did to lose 40 pounds step by step, and how you can too, is in here. I did it with no time, no money, and no willpower, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold, and it's out June 3rd. So I hope you guys love it. I hope it helps you in your weight loss journey, and please, please tweet me and update me on your progress at Maria Menounos. Thanks.
Okay, so we are back with Ron Funches for the Undateable After Show. Ron, I would like you to tell me a little bit about leading up to Undateable. You've been a stand-up, and Rick mentioned how you guys all became really close friends. Did you know the guys before?
Well, I was a fan of some of Chris's work, and knew him from just doing shows around the improv and stuff. And then I met Brent and Rick through the show, but right after we met, I started doing more shows with Brent, and me and Rick just hit it off, and so we're all just kind of buddies, and we just kind of text each other all day long, and hang out and check in on each other, and
that's cool.
See
a
how
great big Undateable group me.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's kind of like the show where we just end up talking about dates and how we are having trouble getting girlfriends.
Oh, really?
I told you what to tell Rick. I told you. Okay, I didn't mean to say that, but look. I'm going to say it one more time. You need to tell her my message. I was suave, okay, and I was sexy, and that's all I'm going to say. Let's move on.
And she was quiet when Rick was here.
No, I wasn't quiet. We had moments. Let me move on. Let's move on.
Rick, we know you're watching.
I wanted to know a little bit about the day you found out that you got, this role. What was the moment before and the moment after?
Well, it was kind of just playing with house money, because I was new. It was my first pilot season, so I was just new here, and I was like, I'm not gonna get one of the main roles in a show. That's not gonna happen my first year. So I just was kind of I'm just gonna give my all and do the best I can, and whatever happens, happen. I just remember my manager. We were talking after the last audition, and she was just like, "Are you gonna mess around and actually book this? You're
oh man,
we think you're gonna get it." And I got the call that I got it, and I think that was a great one. But I think the best one was I was in Northern California. Doing some festival when I found out we got picked up, that we were going to be a series, and I just remember being so happy. It just came in two ways. Like I said, it says Whitney was canceled, which we knew if Whitney got picked up that we weren't going to get picked up, and so there's oh, Whitney's canceled, and so I was kind of sad for a minute for the people who worked there, but then I was oh, I hope that means we're picked up. And then 30 minutes later they were Undateable, and so
so did you replace their time slot? Is that what happened?
No, it's just that Chris was the second lead on that show, so if they came back, he couldn't have been the lead of that show.
So they wanted like they wrote that role for Chris in Undateable.
Yeah, they wrote it around him. There were some other guys who auditioned for it. Some great comedians auditioned for it. But like, you know, you watch it, like that's Chris.
Yeah. They knew that this was going to be a show if he was in it.
It makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
How has this affected your stand-up career since the show started?
Mostly it's just bringing more people out. I'm actually getting paid people coming to shows instead of just random people who win tickets. It's been nice. It's nice that people are coming out to see me. This and At Midnight have probably been the best things for me.
Now, I don't know if anybody watching saw the episode of, it was you, Rick, and Brent on At Midnight, and that was hysterical.
Yeah, it was really fun. They got really competitive. They really wanted to beat me.
And wait, did you carry Brent off?
No,
the
Ricky
stage?
did.
Rick carried.
Yeah.
But you won.
Yeah.
We got the champion of At Midnight in the house.
Right.
Can we do some applause,
please?
Right there.
Take a bow for the audience.
I was gonna ask, who spends the most time working on wardrobe? Because like you saw me,
of course,
for sure. Yeah.
Those sweaters.
And it works because all you guys are talking about were his
nuts.
outfits, right?
But I also love yours because they're just so simple, and it'll be like a hoodie, and it'll be Detroit, and I'll just freak out about it because it's like perfect. Every single scene, every single episode's a different color sweatshirt that says the exact same set. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Carrie, our wardrobe lady, just was really good at finding like the Coney Island hot dog sweater, or, like just anything that says Detroit that isn't just run of the mill.
Right.
But like Ricky was definitely like, I mean, a lot of the stuff he wears is just his clothes.
It really seems like it, but that's another story.
Wait, those are his own clothes?
Some of them.
He didn't tell us that.
No. He didn't have to.
But we were
Did you see what he wore?
I know, but I was kind of poking fun at him last week because I was like, man, those outfits are ridiculous. And he didn't say anything. He probably went home and cried about it.
Probably.
Can you tell us a little bit about behind the scenes at the Undateable tour?
Yeah. I mean, basically, it was just the nicest grassroots thing that we ever did, like, because it was just 5 of us, or with Bill just touring around, but then Bill would put us up in nice hotels, and when Chris and Brent had to go do interviews, but me and Ricky would just go get massages and go to the spa.
Did Bill pay for that?
Oh yeah.
I
didn't pay for my own massage.
Yeah, Rick was raving about that last time.
That is so funny because I asked Rick about it, and I thought he was going to give us like stories about behind the scenes, and he just talked about like what a high roller Bill Lawrence is.
Yeah, that's all I could talk about too. That was it. The shows were great. We just hang out and chat, and then get food afterwards and just hang out. But really, the best part was seeing how Bill lived and would still be like, "Oh, I wish I was home," and I was like, "I hope I never go home."
That's awesome. Actually, last week it was funny because Adam was talking about how you guys ad-lib versus what's actually written. So how much of your one-liners are actually you just spinning it for us?
It's a nice, I'd say 70% written, 30% are improvised. It just depends on a lot of their stuff they give me is really good, but sometimes it's just like they'll just be like, beat it if you can, and we'll try. Like, I think one of my favorite ones was there was an episode where Bianca's character Leslie threatened to put her ass cheeks on my windshield.
What?
And so
I do remember
the next time you see us together, she's all like, "Thank you for accepting my apology," and their line was like, "Well, thank you for accepting the apology of my apology," which is like a fun little silly thing. But I was like, no, like if she put her ass cheeks on my windshield, I probably liked it. So I was just like, no. She's like, "Thank you for accepting my apology." And I was like, "Thank you for putting your ass on my windshield." So it's just fun things like that.
That's awesome. And is it a creative? It definitely looks like a creative environment, but is it a place where you can just freely, take risks?
Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, we'll fail. There's a lot of them where we're like, oh, well, that one just didn't work.
Right.
But it's just a nice place where we can respect each other's work, and we're competitive with each other. So we always are trying to just come up with the best jokes for each other, and like helping each other out. Like on The Move Today, where he's doing the head shake and then the body shake. I was like, if you if you, because he was just doing all head shakes. I was like, if you shake your head once and then you end with that crotch shake, people are gonna go crazy. And I think, and you guys did.
We definitely did.
Is he trying to say that he wants the same beard as you? Because I feel like we're admiring your facial hair.
Denny's. There's this Denny's banana monster called Nannerpuss, and he's just fascinated about it.
Wait, it's called Nannerpuss?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's him
and
late at night.
Character?
Yeah, just him late at night going, Goosey want the Nannerpuss. Makes me laugh all day. And I'm being dirty about it.
When did Denny's get
That's dirtier than any of the dirty lines you've had on this show. Yeah. Oh, wow. So
That's
funny.
Perfect.
Wow.
Funny.
Well, now I got to check that out.
Check it out online, Denny's.com.
I'm going to be Googling that later.
Denny's.com.
In the privacy of my own home. Nannerpuss. I'm disgusting. I'm sorry, Mom. I wanted to ask you about the first episode tonight. David Finn does a little crazy singing, and you had kind of a fun story that you were telling us before.
Yeah. They just been working on that Italian accent with the scene earlier with Brent and Chris, and they knew they wanted to bring it back for that bar scene, but they just kind of improvised it, and it was just like, I don't even think Chris had talked to David about what David was going to do, or Chris had even told. I remember that because we were right there. They were like, "Let's do it again," and then Chris just goes, "I'm going to ask you to sing." And then David just goes, okay. And so then they do the sing, and then he says, sing to the move, and David freezes, and we're all sitting there like, oh, he doesn't know what to do, and he just belts out this Italian operatic that's just so funny. It's probably the favorite thing that I saw the whole season, just because it was because David doesn't come from stand up or improv. He's a pure actor. I was watching him on Sherlock last night, and just to see him feel comfortable enough to play around and have fun, he's great. He's one of my favorite people.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
We know that Brent Morin is a real singer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that David could sing?
No, I had no idea.
That's fantastic.
I had no idea, but he can do a lot of things. When he did the pilot, he did it in an American English voice. Like he did it as he was from Detroit, and it worked fine. And then they were like, wait, why are we stopping you from being British when that's charming?
Yeah.
Let's just let you be British.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm thinking about this now. So he had an American accent in the pilot, but then he switched after the pilot?
Yep.
How did I not notice that?
Well, we went back and redid it with the British accent.
I'm like, they're not gonna show us.
I feel like I would have, after another episode, been like, did he?
Yeah. I'm sure you. No, we would have caught that.
Yeah. Obvious.
No.
I kind of wish they had kept that though. How funny would that be? And then they never talk about it.
Yeah,
it's just kind of
just funny because he would nail it perfectly, but then one or two words would trip him up, and you'd just be like, listen to him talk, and it's just a regular old guy and do a thing, and then he'd be like, isn't it? And then he'd
a little slip out.
That's what I would say, isn't it?
That's so funny.
I also wanted to ask you, so you were in your yoga getup.
Yeah.
Does Ron Funches do yoga like Shelley does yoga?
I've been known to partake in some yogas. I'm not a yogi of any type, but I'm actually was thinking about doing it a little more recently. I need to find a place around. I'm sure there's tons. The places.
It's LA.
It's LA. Everybody does yoga.
They have classes everywhere.
Gosh.
But yeah, I've been thinking about getting back into it. I was into it a couple of years ago for a while with my ex-wife and his mommy. But now, Nannerpuss.
That word is gonna be stuck in my head
all day.
night.
I'm gonna be tweeting that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. All right, we'll get to that.
So these episodes were really great.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, you've had some great one-liners. I think the thing I like most about Undateable is that with every episode, we get more into a glimpse of the side characters.
Yeah.
So there's more fun things coming from you and Rick.
Yeah, I think
This
it's fun
episode
in a way that Orange is the New Black is fun, right? Where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the main characters are cool and fun, but also oh, let me see some more background of these side characters. Let me see, Ricky trying to get at Bianca, or me becoming just me becoming a dream ninja, things like that, where I'm just not in the bar doing just one-liners, but doing other things. I got a fun monologue in this one. There's some upcoming episodes where I actually work. So
you have a job.
That's funny. I can't even picture you guys doing anything but singing. You know what I mean? Like, I just realized none of you have jobs.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so. Except
it's because Justin supports
exactly,
them in the bar.
exactly.
Ron, I really want to see Shelley like meet a girl. I said that last time. I'm like, they need to write that into the script. Please.
Yeah, you and me both, lady. In the show and real life.
Well, I'm in the same boat with you.
So, Ron is actually using our podcast as a love line.
Yeah, what's up, lady?
For any single ladies listening.
Things are good if you're into a guy who's making decent money on a TV show and raising a son. He's only with me. He's not with me for full year round. So we get both sides. There's both sides. You can see me be a father, and then we can also just do fun stuff.
Like other stuff. Don't explain that.
I can have my girlfriend Monday through Wednesday. And my son.
I can get a babysitter.
Oh my God. Where do you want to see your character go? Can you answer?
I feel like I'd want to see him go out and date more and try to get out there and I think that's really what I'd like to see. Just that I've actually talked to them about seeing, because we talked about some of Shelley's cousins and family members. I'd like to maybe see some of those family members.
That would be fantastic.
I would love that.
Yeah, me and Ricky had pitched an idea because we want to try to write episode 2 or something. But I'd love to do an episode where I had some family members that were maybe not so nice, not as nice as me. They were the opposite of me. I don't know if you guys know Eric Andre, but I think he would be great. I think he would be great.
You guys have the same hair. He has
wild.
And
he's wild. He's like the opposite of me.
He's really loud and and you're just like this cuddly. Gentle.
She just give him a hug already.
You're just cuddly
now
and gentle.
I'm blushing.
Girl, it's okay. It happens on a date.
He's just wild. He's just cuddly, gentle, and just handsome and just nice.
And it's like she just let him just keep going.
So dreamy, and he's successful. I guess he's making decent money. Where can I go wrong?
Y'all out here.
Did Kylie remind you of the time she first met you backstage?
Oh, this is creepy.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
She told us all about it.
Yes.
You performed during the Riot LA Comedy Festival. And that's when I saw you for the first time, and you threw Skittles on us in the crowd, and I thought that was one of the funniest things ever. So I was hysterically laughing for 10 minutes when you were off the stage. And then we went to another show called The Comedy Living Room, which was in the festival, and I was with my friend, and I saw you laying on the bed in the green room like this.
Yeah.
And then Matt, the producer of the show, I know him.
Oh, you came over and gave me a hug.
I tickled you.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. Yeah. And you were like, I just want to tickle you. And that's how we met. I do remember that.
Oh, God. I'm so glad you remember that. I'm going to go home and write about it in my diary. Dear diary, Ron remembered when I tickled him.
It was a serious moment. At least that's what I think.
Good memories with you and I, Ron.
Yeah.
I tickled you, and then I stood you up for prom.
Yeah. Sounds like most of my relationships.
Oh, no. You went there. You're going for that sympathy card. You mentioned that you want to be able to start writing episodes. Have you talked to Bill or Adam or anybody about doing that?
Yeah, I mean, mostly we want to make sure that we'll have more episodes, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. But they're aware, and I mean, they already let us do so much as far as coming up with our own lines and stuff. And it'd just be fun to do that, because I mean, I wrote for the Kroll Show, and I've written for the Eric Andre Show, so it's just another thing I'd like to do, to write an actual sitcom would be fun.
Yeah. I think that when you start having the actors writing too, I feel like that would be the best way to bring out the best in everybody's character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really creative.
Unless we let Ricky do it, then it'll just be all about Bursky. It'll be a 30-minute episode.
It really
of just Bursky.
I could so see it, too.
Everybody else is locked away in a cage for some reason.
It'd be like the adventures of Bursky and Shelley.
Yeah, probably.
It's when Justin's away from the bar. Craziness ensues.
That's funny.
We're talking about maybe doing a podcast, me and Ricky. So
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
So you and him are like best buds.
Best
You
buds.
call him Ricky.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
though. I like
it
it.
does.
It makes a lot of sense. I like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ricky's a more fun name than Rick. Wasn't
true.
Rick Ricardo.
The real truth comes out.
I picture you and Rick having like a cartoon.
Yeah,
I think you guys would make really interesting cartoon
funny.
characters.
That would be fun. I'd like that.
The
I just like
Adventures
working
of
with Ricky. He's a cool guy.
Ricky and Ron.
I was gonna say you talked about your career and kind of coming and not really expecting to be on a TV show so soon. I guess what would be your, especially because we're in LA, what would be your advice to actors in that same kind of boat? And you know, what ways did you put yourself out there?
I mean, I think it's just about trying to present yourself and what makes you unique, you know. And for me, like a stand-up was a great way for people to see me and be like, oh, this is the things that he's good at, and these are the things that we can help highlight him. When you first move here, it's difficult because everybody just wants to put you in a box depending on how you look. So, you know, I was going out for a lot of gang member roles or homeless people roles.
Oh, that's not even you.
Yeah. Actually, I do play a gang member in a movie coming up with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart, but it's more of a fun thing than a scary thing.
Good.
They try to make me play scary gang members, and then, like, I open my mouth. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're like the sweetest gang member.
You'd have to be like a mime gang member.
Yeah. Never smiles. Yeah.
I picture you being like, if you were in a gang, you're like the house mom of the gang. Has everybody eaten?
Yeah. You going out for your drive-by. You better leave on a full stomach.
Oh my gosh, you should write that. No, that was too perfect though.
You've got like a schedule. You better hit the road. You gotta drive by in 10 minutes. No.
That crack don't sell itself.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Is Bill Lawrence watching this?
Exactly.
I think
I'm like, we already got the episode right here. I'm trying to figure out how this would play out and what they would wear, because you know that's what I'm focused on.
We're sticking to Undateable. Stop it. Stop.
If any Undateable character joined a gang, which would it be and why?
I'm gonna say that it would be Nikki, because she's tough and can just pick up dudes and throw them around. Like she's I feel like she's probably got some secrets.
That's so fun. We actually talked to Rick last week about how it was working with the girls. You know, we talked about the guys all the time. So what's your experience with working with the two ladies on the show?
I mean, it's just really fun. It's just they become. I mean, first of all, I just think Briga is like one of the most talented people that I've ever worked with. You know, to not just be on our show, but at the same time being the lead on another show. And like I would always tell her, like you're like when Bugs Bunny puts on a dress. Like you know, like you're just slapstick and you're funny, but you're also cute in a way that makes me feel weird about myself. Like, it's just like she's the best. Like and then I love Bianca so much. She was just became not. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a mom because she's definitely not that old, and not a sister because she's so attractive.
Oh man,
but
that cousin, like,
but she is a mom in real life.
She is a mom now. Yeah, she's a new mommy. She's one of the best, one of the most sweetest and spiritually nice people that you could ever run into. And she was, you know, she was the one of us that had been on a network TV show that worked out for a while. So to have her have the same amount of faith and put forth effort, and when she didn't have to, you know, it's like all the rest of us were working for like we never had jobs before. She had a job.
Oh gosh. So would you say that there's like any mentors on set, like anyone that's really guiding people that haven't done a show before?
I mean, probably just Bill. You know, he's just, his confidence is pretty infectious. Like when he's just like, because we would first start, you know, whenever we'd want to improv something, we'd run it by him. But by the end of it or the middle of it, we'd just be like, I have an idea. And Bill would just be like, all right, show it to me. And we just do the take and we do it. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But just him having the confidence and being like, if you have an idea and you think it's going to work, I'm for it.
Wow.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's so cool. Definitely doesn't happen all the time in
Hollywood,
I know. So that's great, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's common. I was about to ask you, but this is your first.
I don't think it is. That's what people were telling me.
Yeah. You don't really have to even have a show to know that you know, it doesn't happen all the time. So that's very cool.
That's
it's just weird to have someone who is super.
He's thinking about that nanner book.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now I feel filthy for saying that word.
He's just most worried about what's making the show the best and not about his ego.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes that's rare in someone who's so successful.
Right.
Well, Ron, this has been really awesome to have you here. I wanted to gear things a little bit towards the future of the show. What can you tell us what we're going to expect this season?
Let's see. What's left? I got a little confused because they're a little bit out of order.
Yeah.
But I think just a couple are out of order. The rest are normal. I know that we're going to meet Yes, sir. We're going to meet Justin's father at some point, and that'll be fun and weird. See if they have some daddy issues.
I'm sure.
I hope
sure
they're
Justin has daddy issues.
I really hope they're opposites. Like, that'd be so
Or I
great.
hope they dress the same, though.
Yeah.
That is just my favorite.
What if his dad was like a ladies' man? Is his dad a
Oh my
ladies'
gosh,
man?
his dad's a lady.
I just made a prediction.
That was perfect. No, his dad's probably gonna have like 3 girlfriends that come with him. Oh, I see it now. Oh, I love it.
Ron's like, oh no, they're on to us. Quick, we have to reshoot this. He's on the phone with Bill.
Actually, I'll be super impressed if they did that and they just completely like threw us for a loop. But don't do that because I really want this prediction to be right.
I expect some sort of award if I predict this right.
Yeah.
And then
Like
just some fun guest stars. I don't know if you guys know it's Rory Scovel, who's a stand-up that I really enjoy. He comes in and he plays a neighbor, and he's just really, really. I think he has probably one of the best scenes in the whole show. Him and Chris have a karate fight that goes on for way too long.
There's a theme with martial arts in this show.
Right.
Yeah, martial arts, Toy Story, and boy bands.
Brent did not sing any sort of like boy bandy song this week. Every week
classic.
it's normally been like Backstreet Boys.
But he still brought it.
Right.
He still brought it.
You tell him, man. Okay, you got a couple like. I'm sorry, I'm giving you all his homework.
Are you taking notes?
I need you to tell. He is phenomenal. Like the first time he sang, literally, if he starts singing, I like freak. Like it's the best.
It's good. It's annoying when you have to follow him at a comedy show, and he's decided that he wants to sing to get everyone on his side for the end of it.
I'm sure it works. It
works every time. And I'm just like, Brent, I have to follow that. So,
I gotta start taking vocal lessons now.
That's funny. That's really good.
Malcolm, do you want to engineer the show?
He's like, I'm over.
No,
He's directing. All right, well, let's turn this into predictions, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I know. I'm like, I already know mine is.
And now, your AfterBuzz.
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
Freak you out. I literally was waiting for it. I was like, how's he gonna react? It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I already did my prediction, so I'll let you ladies go.
I'm gonna let you go first because my prediction is gonna be almost the same. I really want him to find someone quickly. Right? Like, just have someone in the bar, please.
I think I'm gonna add to your prediction. So I think Justin's dad is gonna be a ladies' man, but I think what's gonna be really funny is that he's gonna hit on Nikki a lot. And really freak out. You know what I mean? Because he's so insecure. And insecure. And so it'll be perfect if his dad is the person he's up against. I think that'll be like the funniest thing ever.
I love it. Ron, for those of us watching and on the internet, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Ron Funches. That's about it because my Facebook's full of stuff. My website's ronfunches.com. I have a Comedy Central half-hour special on Comedy Central next Friday at 12:30. Awesome. So check that out.
Awesome. And Malcolm, do you want to say anything to the camera?
He's like, no.
I think he wants to get out of here.
Fantastic. Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Kylie Hodges.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tezeno.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace and at LiveNaomi.com.
Ron, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.